Hello there, my crypto big brothers and sisters. This here is Bulldog Rod, and over here we got Papa Ron, and we got some stuff to talk to you about today. Oh, baby, as Ron would always say, "Oh, baby."
Well, Rod, there's definitely a transformation on its way through the financial industry. I mean, things are changing rapidly, I think.
Oh yeah.
And we've been talking about that in our videos recently. Matter of fact, I found this image here. I'll click onto this, Rod. And
Okay.
Bitcoin is rising.
Yeah.
Uh,
And look in our neck of the woods, there ain't very many, but boy, over on the East Coast, there's a lot.
But you know, I just saw an article, and I don't have that, but Rod, you reminded me of that it gave the top 10 states where crypto is progressing the fastest. And I
Yeah.
think number 6 or 7 was Utah.
Oh wow.
It talked all about Salt Lake and kind of some of the merchants that are taking it. Anyway, I was surprised we're in the top 10 states of crypto explosion type. It's progressing.
It sure is. It's going like crazy.
You know, I kind of got thinking about this and was kind of thinking back to the 1970s when computers were just getting going.
Oh yeah.
You probably remember that. And Rod, you were
Yeah.
big into the computers for a long time.
Oh yeah, it was. In fact, I had a Tandy TRS 80 back then, and we did everything in what was that called? Shoot, Basic. We did
Yeah, I
everything in
remember
Basic,
that.
and we did all our own programming and everything. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah.
No, we
I
moved
remember
on
my
to
old.
those.
Huh?
Remember what?
I remember when my oldest boy, he was just a kid then. He could get on that and start programming stuff. He was smart about that even then.
Yeah, that's
I
cool.
guess that's the reason why he got into it.
Well, I ran across another quote from Ken Olson, and he owned the digital equipment something. He was one of the founders, but he had made a quote here back in the 70s. There's no reason for any individual to have a computer in their home.
Boy, little did he know.
Well, yeah, think about that, and think how that relates to crypto. I mean, you got all the naysayers out there, and of course, we know there's motives behind these big bankers and government officials and stuff, but they're saying the same thing. It's just a fad. It's just a bubble. It's going to blow over, and it's going to end really bad, and it's kind of on the same course of this computers and software and all these big companies that are billion-dollar companies now. So there are things. Matter of fact, I got a phone call this morning from a friend Rod in California.
Yeah.
And he wanted to talk to me about some of these altcoin platforms, you know, and what kind of my opinion was on a few of them. And I kind of told him, you know, we mentioned this the other day. He wanted to talk about Saya and Digibyte, and Rod, you and I are both participants in those, or at least we were at one point. And I said, you know, Robert, this reminds me of what you and I talked about a couple weeks ago, Rod, that when we were in our Ben Franklin stores and our retail outlets, that our motto was, when we had a question about how to do something, our motto was, well, what's Walmart doing on that?
Yeah.
The most successful retailer out there. I mean, if our platform or our train of thought or whatever was similar to Walmart's, it must be the right decision. Now, I know there's size variance and all that. So I kind of told him the same, this Robert guy that called me. I said, well, Robert, what are the big boys doing right now in crypto? You know, what are the institutional buyers doing, and the over-the-counter exchanges and the big banks? I mean, are they buying Digibyte and Saya? Hell no. These guys are focusing on the main coins, which is Bitcoin, Litecoin, I guess
Bitcoin
Ethereum,
Cash.
and Bitcoin Cash probably.
Yeah.
So now, folks, I want to delve into this for a second on this train of thought, and I know a bunch of you are going to already start commenting that, hey, this guy's out of his freaking mind. But it's like my kids when I try to explain something to them. The first thing they want to do is refute what I'm saying and come up with the objections. And my comment to them is, will you just listen to me for a second? Let me get my point made before you're all up in arms and stop the video and everything else. Because this is a fine line. The fine line is that if I say I want to do what the big boys are doing, that means that I'm probably citing on a centralized system, and I'm pro Ripple and pro Central, and it's not that at all. And so the fine line is, hey, I see that if they're getting into Bitcoin and Litecoin as major currencies worldwide, guess which coins and tokens are going to go up the most? And maybe not the most. There might be more percentage made in Digibyte and Saya than Bitcoin and Litecoin. I grant you that. But what is going to be the safest bet to make your percentage? So now and Rod, I'm just trying to get my thoughts together on this.
I think you understand. You know, the bottom line is we all want to make money at this, right?
And we're all speculating.
And so the safest coins are the top 4, or 6. That would be the safest coins.
Right. And if these I lost the word, not international, institutional investors and banks, and now you got the New York Stock Exchange saying they're creating so you can dabble with Bitcoin on the New York Stock Exchange. That was just announced this week.
Yeah.
If you got all these guys that are dabbling in Bitcoin, why would I be out there with some obscure coin that's a penny, hoping that it's going to go up to a dime because they've got, 40 billion tokens or something? No, I'm going to follow the big boys. But here's the fine line. I'm not going to follow them to hell. I'm not going to follow them till it's totally centralized. I'm going to follow them to a point where I can pay my mortgage off, or I can accomplish the goals that I've set of why I'm getting into crypto. Now, Rod, you and I are in a different breed because we are debt-free. So sometimes we ask ourselves, well, why are we doing this? I know why you're doing it, Rod. You want to bless your kids and all that stuff, and my kids can all take a flying leap.
Oh, Ron, you talk big.
Yeah, I know.
Yes, man.
But there is something to this. I'm going to follow the guys that are dumping millions of dollars into this at this point. And there might be a time where I've got to make a decision, yay or nay, on what it is. But if they're dumping millions into Bitcoin and Litecoin, I think I'm going to be right behind them at this point. Hence our conversation, Rod, a couple months ago about dropping some of these other coins and tokens we're in,
right,
and putting it into the safe bet.
They have been doing as much as the top 6, and sometimes they do more than the top 6. So, that's why you got to be flexible with Bitcoin, Bitcoin.
And I'm not saying put every dang dollar into Bitcoin and Litecoin. We're still going to keep some of our long shots. But I was just trying to get him, the guy that called me, to see a point like, there's something to that, I think. Anyway, folks, you'll have to dissect that yourselves and come up to your point. And that's nowhere where this video is supposed to be headed, but I did have one more.
Well, it's fun. It's fun to talk about it, You
just got me thinking. But things are still progressing. Here's a Crypto Crow, and I don't know how many of you folks have watched him, but he's doing a TV series.
Wow.
Talk about mainstream, and it's on what? Is it CBS or?
Wow, Roku.
Already forgotten what
in June. That's next month.
June 25th. And this article, he even has the episodes. What he's talking about. 13 episodes so far, but I think anybody curious in Bitcoin might tune into that and get some conversion, and it might be a real positive thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
So here's the quote on the thumbnail. It becometh every person who has been warned to warn their neighbor.
Yeah.
Now, are we spreading the word, Rod? We're trying to through this YouTube channel. We might be doing more damage than good. I don't know.
I doubt that.
But
there are some guys I've watched on YouTube, and I don't know how they stay on, but anyway, they're boring. I hope we're not boring. I know we're a bunch of old farts and nobody wants to listen to us, which we appreciate everybody that does, though. Let me tell you, it's awesome. Getting the comments are fun to read. Yeah, we got some faithful people.
But we've all probably talked to our family and children and relatives about Bitcoin, and there's probably a lot of naysayers within that group too. I mean, Rod, your kids don't disagree with you, but they're not really proactive in it either.
No.
At this point, and I have some of my kids the same way, and then I have other of my kids that are all gung ho, and they've wanted to get into the POS and stuff with me and all that. So, at what point? I mean, I think if this industry is going to grow and stay decentralized, I think we're all kind of somewhat, I don't want to say obligated, but to a point to spread the good news.
Yeah.
Yay or nay? I mean,
yeah. I think anything you're excited about something, when you're excited about something, you do talk about it. I think honestly, everybody I talk to, I ask them, I says, if we're in a conversation, even strangers sitting in line, I'm talking to them and, just saying hi, whatever. And I say, hey, have you ever heard of cryptocurrency? Of course, they'll go, no. then I swing it around and say, well, have you ever heard of Bitcoin? Oh yeah, I've heard of that. Well, I said that's that cryptocurrency. There's a whole bunch of them.
Yeah, I do the same thing. If I go to any store, as soon as I get up to cash register, I say, hey, do you guys take Bitcoin yet? Just
that's good. I'm gonna have to try that.
Leads right into the conversation, baby.
Yeah.
And it's just a little way I can just pass some information on, but there's so much FUD out there, and either people don't trust you or don't believe you.
Yeah.
But I think we all need to get into the habit of spreading the good news that, hey, there is a transformation coming, and this is like being at the start of the internet. You need to get on board with this. At least check it out and look at it.
Started having computers in every home.
Yeah, and I know it.
Now I think they got 2 or 3 in every home.
You're exactly right. And now they carry them in their back pocket in their cell phone. That's what it is.
It is. It really is.
I have kids that don't have a laptop or a desktop or PC. It's all on their phone anymore.
Tell me about it. That's the way my kids are. My little grandkids, they all have little laptops or small iPads. That's what it is. iPads, God, they can do anything on those things.
Well, I struggle with the phone because I can't get these fat fingers to press any of the dang keys without hitting 3 of them,
Tell me about it.
I spend more time hitting backspace than I do typing the text, let alone getting on the internet. So, folks, just some thoughts we had. I think we all need to keep pressing forward. And even if your kids don't want to hear it anymore, or relatives, and that's fine. We're not going to beg them or force them into it.
No.
But, find your favorite YouTube channel and pass it on to somebody or something. Or one video that makes a lot of sense. And, God, do a blitz on your email list. Just say, hey, man, you ought to listen to this, what this Bitcoin has been doing lately.
Yeah.
Anyway, Rod, back to you.
That's been fun, Ron. I enjoyed this one. It was a good one. You people appreciate y'all very much for watching. And if you like us, thumbs up. If you don't, thumbs up.
That's right.
Be sure
Do
to
something
subscribe.
proactive, right, Rod?
That's right. That's right. We're going to do everything positive on this stuff. And thanks for watching, folks. God bless.